Good morning, students. Here we come up with cross-sectional lecture of lymphatic drainage of the stomach. So, lymphatic drainage of stomach, one of the very important short notes. Therefore, we start our lymphatic drainage with two line diagrams basically, and the first line diagram which we are going to draw using blue color will be, now this is the histological picture of the stomach, in which this layer will be the mucosa of the stomach. Just a very rough, simple line diagram suggesting histological picture of stomach, mucosa. Then this much layer over here, we will name this as submucosa. This one mucosa. Very simple, mucosa, submucosa. Beneath that, external, we will name this layer as the muscular layer. So this layer which I have drawn will be the muscular layer. Muscular is external. And outside, the outermost layer here, which I am going to draw, this will be known as serosa. So just a histological diagram of the stomach showing the four layers: mucosa, submucosa, muscularis externa, and the serosa layer of the stomach. Now here, the entire lymphatic drainage of stomach starts with, it contains three different layers of lymphatic capillaries. We start with the lymphatic capillaries which are present. For example, I will show you with the yellow color, which are present in the muscular part. This is the muscular part. So this is the intramuscular lymphatic plexus. So intramuscular, this is what we have drawn. Now this is located in the muscular layer, so it is called intramuscular. Second plexus will be located in the just beneath the serosa. So it is called subserosal plexus. So here I will show that this will be the subserosal plexus in this way. And third lymphatic plexus will be located in the submucosa. So therefore it will be known as submucous plexus. Now remember, these are the lymphatic plexuses. This is how the lymph is drained from the stomach. Now these three layers here, we will name these three layers as, this is subserous lymphatic plexus, this will be intramuscular lymphatic plexus. This is how the lymphatics will be drained from the stomach. And this will be the submucous lymphatic plexus. Three different plexuses in three different layers: subserous, intramuscular, and submucous. Now how does it start? It will start from the mucosa. How does it start in the mucosa? It will start in the form of various subepithelial lymphatic radicals. These are subepithelial lymphatic radicals. If this is the lining epithelium, these are the subepithelial lymphatic radicals. So from these subepithelial lymphatic radicals, the entire lymph will start, it will pass into submucous plexus. From submucous, it will pass into the intramuscular. From intramuscular, it will pass into the subserous. So in this direction, the entire lymphatic drainage will pass. From this subepithelial, I will write this as subepithelial lymphatic radicals. So it will start from subepithelial lymphatic radicals, then it will pass into the submucous, then it will pass into intramuscular, then it will pass into the subserous. From the subserous cord, it will pass outside the stomach through or across the various the vessels which supply the stomach. So it will be carried from the subserous plexus to the outside external part of the stomach, and it will be carried across the various vessels supplying the stomach. And where it will go? It will then drain into the various regional lymph nodes. This is how the lymphatic plexus of the stomach will start from the subepithelial lymphatic radicals in the mucosa, passing through the various layers such as submucous, intramuscular lymphatic plexus, subserous lymphatic plexus. From the subserous lymphatic plexus, it will pass into the various vessels surrounding the stomach. From there, it will drain into the regional group of lymph nodes. This is stage 1. Now, stage 2 is the most important. Please come on this side. So here we are going to draw this diagram, and this is the stomach which we are going to draw. Please draw this stomach in this way. Now here, this is the basic structure of a stomach, cardiac and pyloric end. Now this is the pyloric antrum. So here I am going to write this as pyloric antrum. This is the pyloric antrum. After drawing this stomach, here I am going to write this as cardiac end. And of course this will be the fundus, and of course this will be the body of the stomach. What we'll do is, we'll draw a straight line in this way. This is a straight line from cardiac end of stomach, vertical straight line going down from cardiac end of stomach. Therefore, now what we shall do is, we'll stretch this lesser curvature more on this side. We are going to stretch the lesser curvature so that this lesser curvature should occupy the right side of the vertical line, and therefore here we are going to stretch this lesser curvature in this way, so that some part of lesser curvature will be on the right side of this vertical line. Very simple. So therefore, now this vertical line, if I pass it in this direction, so we are having some part of lesser curvature on its right side. Very simple. Just a vertical line we have drawn. Now, after drawing this vertical line from cardiac end of stomach straight down, we are having a portion of stomach on the left side, and we are having a part of the stomach including the lesser curvature on the right side. On the right side, we again divide the part of this stomach into upper 2/3, lower 1/3. So the portion of stomach which is on the right side of the vertical line, this is on the right side of this vertical line, we will divide this into upper 2/3, lower 1/3. And this part is the pyloric antrum. So here, this is the pyloric antrum. So now the stomach is divided into 4 equal divisions, 4 equal areas. Not equal, but rather 4 different areas. What are those areas? I am giving the number. First area, part of the stomach which is on the left side of the vertical line, which is drawn perpendicular from the cardiac orifice of stomach. Very clear, do not complicate. Second area, I am giving this number, second area. The part of the stomach which is lying on the right side of the vertical line, how much part? Upper 2/3. Third area, the part of the stomach which is again lying on the right side of the vertical line, which is drawn perpendicular from the cardiac orifice, how much? Lower 1/3. That is area number 3. Fourth area, the pyloric antrum, which contains pyloric orifice. This is the fourth area. So our entire stomach is divided based on the lymphatic drainage into 4 different areas. Very simple. Now, what we need to show in the diagram will be the lymphatic drainage from part 1. What is part 1? It is a part of the stomach, it is the area of the stomach which is situated on the left side of the vertical line. Which vertical line? Simple vertical line drawn from the cardiac end down, perpendicular. So from here, the entire lymphatic drainage of the left surface of the stomach, that is anterior surface, but on the left side of the vertical line from part 1 will be draining into these group of lymph nodes. First I will draw this group of lymph nodes. So make this group of lymph nodes here, and then we are going to name these group of lymph nodes as pancreatico-splenic group of lymph nodes. Please note down. These are the pancreatico-splenic group of lymph nodes, and we are going to mention it as first group. From this area of the stomach, all this lymphatic drainage will be carried via two arteries, two blood vessels, two arteries, which are there: short gastric arteries and left gastroepiploic artery. Left gastroepiploic artery. From these two vessels, from these two arteries, the entire lymph will be draining via gastrosplenic and lienorenal ligaments, and ultimately they will pour entire lymphatic drainage into pancreatico-splenic group of lymph nodes. So here we finish this area, the area which is situated on the left side of the vertical perpendicular line which is drawn from the cardiac end of stomach into pancreatico-splenic group of lymph nodes. Second, the area, upper two-third area of the right side of the stomach will drain through lesser omentum. And where it will drain? From this portion, the lymphatics will drain into the group of lymph nodes here, which will be known as left gastric group of lymph nodes. So here I am going to write this as left gastric group of lymph nodes, and here we will give it number 2. So once again, the upper two-third of the right side of the stomach, which is on the right to the vertical line from cardiac orifice, upper two-third will drain into left gastric group of lymph nodes. Here we finish area number 2, left gastric group of lymph nodes, very simple. Now area number 3. Lower one-third of the right side of the stomach, which is lying on the right to the vertical line from cardiac end, lower one-third, it will drain into these group of lymph nodes. And here, these group of lymph nodes, we name it as right gastroepiploic group of lymph nodes. So please write down, it will be the right gastroepiploic group of lymph nodes, and we shall name it as number 3, right gastroepiploic group of lymph nodes. Then we come to area number 4. Area number 4, pyloric antrum. It will drain the lymph in 3 different nodes. The first will be, it will drain in the group of lymph nodes which are lying here below the pyloric antrum. And these group of lymph nodes which are lying below the pyloric antrum, they are called pyloric group of lymph nodes. So here I will make this and make it as pyloric lymph nodes. And here you have to draw one more arrow suggesting that this right gastroepiploic group of lymph nodes will terminate in pyloric group of lymph nodes. So the right gastroepiploic group of lymph nodes is terminating in the pyloric group of lymph nodes. From the pyloric antrum, already we have drawn some portion of the lymph will be drained into pyloric group of lymph nodes which are lying just below the pyloric antrum. Then another portion will drain into hepatic group of lymph nodes which are lying over here. So they will drain into hepatic group of lymph nodes, and we are going to mark this as hepatic group of lymph nodes. And the remaining part from pyloric antrum will drain into these group of lymph nodes, and these are left gastric group of lymph nodes. So please note down, from the pyloric antrum, the entire lymphatic drainage will be in 3 different lymph nodes. Number 1, pyloric group of lymph nodes. Number 2, hepatic group of lymph nodes. And number 3, left gastric group of lymph nodes. Remember the diagram and remember this group of lymph nodes. Once again, because they can be asked in MCQs and in 1-mark question answer also. The part of the lymphatic drainage of the fundus of the stomach and greater curvature will be pancreaticosplenic group of lymph nodes. The part along the lesser curvature will drain into left gastric group of lymph nodes. The part of the lower part of the greater curvature near the pyloric antrum or the lower 1/3 of the right part of the stomach will drain into right gastroepiploid group of lymph nodes. The lower part of the greater curvature, right gastroepiploid group of lymph nodes. From the pyloric antrum or pyloric part of stomach, it will drain into pyloric group of lymph nodes, hepatic group of lymph nodes, and left gastric group of lymph nodes. Please note down because they are often asked in MCQs or in 1-mark question answer. Now, last sentence will be this entire group of lymph nodes, hepatic group, left gastric, and pyloric. All this group of lymph nodes will finally drain into celiac group of lymph nodes. Please note down. So the pyloric group of lymph nodes, hepatic group of lymph nodes, and left gastric finally will drain into celiac group of lymph nodes. After understanding this and after memorizing this, we completely finish the lymphatic drainage of the stomach. So here we finish our entire lymphatic drainage of the stomach. Thank you very much.